As I sit here by the light of the moon and whatnot, contemplating courage in business, these are some pretty big trees, and I got the brains that I was gonna do it myself and cut them down. Yeah, tell you that took a little bit of bravery. Everybody said I couldn't do it. Can't hit the house next door. There's stuff in the backyard over there. But I dropped this baby perfectly right down my driveway in between the two houses. And, boy, my knees were shaking, and, it was kind of a crazy deal. My wife didn't really know how to drive my old truck, and I had it tied up with the rope, and she snapped the rope the first time, and boy, that tree shook. I was terrified, and I did it with this little itty bitty chainsaw. But if you're gonna go into business and decide that you're gonna do what they said would cost me close to $10,000, $10,000, do it yourself. Well, I took my time. I was real patient, climbing up in that tree at 64 years old. And, thought, what the heck? I don't know how to itty bitty royable 14-inch chainsaw. Pain in the neck. So, I decided, go all out, go all pro. DeWalt, $500, but that's a heck of a savings on, not a sponsor, but we'll see how it works. So far, it cuts like butter. Never seen anything like it. Fires right up. I don't know. Maybe they'll sponsor me. But when you're building a channel, and remember, I'm trying to teach the youth to go into business, poplar, silver leaf poplar is worth $34 a board foot. And I'm gonna blank it out. You have to experiment. I got all the naysayers telling me that, you can't do it. I'm going to try and cut some planks. I'm going to experiment. But courage in business. Despite all the naysayers and everything, you kind of have to, your knees will shake, your heart will pound, and you might be able to make something from nothing. I don't know. There's plenty of firewood, that's expensive. I got me some leaves to burn up. But boy, she's sweet. So far it cuts like butter, man. Easy start. The only thing I'm worried about is that the charge will only last an hour. We'll see. Experiment with your business. Be brave. Land of the free because of the brave. This is my war room. You all know it. If you've been paying attention. But you can't have bravery without a little fear. Go for it, kids. Youth. Can't call you kids, you're young adults. Well, that just goes to show, see, I was talking to a young man that everything has to be perfect, and you might look a little foolish if you don't have everything ASAP. But I Googled what poplar's worth, and poplar wood prices, how much is it worth? 2023, $1 to $8 a board foot. So if you piece that tree out and see a piece that may make a good wall mount for some sort of, maybe a background for some artsy project, you know, to the right artist who understands wood grain, they could artistically create a mount for some specialty item, collectible, maybe a fishing mount or whatever. So $1 to $8. I don't know, and that's not very much of that doggone tree, you know. I don't know how, because this is a channel for the youth, to explain to them that sometimes the wisdom of old men shouldn't be neglected, maybe contemplated, you know. One of my channels I did the chapter on a businessman. The road to riches is as plain as the road to market. It consists of two words: industry and thrift. And that's where I say I'm frugal. I count every penny, count the wood by cubic inch. But when it comes to making my job easy, I splurge. You know? New high quality tech, 2 times the power torque of a 50cc 2-stroke. $60 DeWalt. You know, I hate pulling that chain. This baby, see, it cut like butter, man. Got me the top of the line 18-inch bar, you know, for an experiment. $500. You know, not that, but I'm trying to adjust the thing. I'm also trying to show that you can, the youth, that they could invest their time 15, 20 minutes a day, you know, be creative. Yeah, get my little, you know, I already showed you once that I engineered this little hook on a stand for my $150 Samsung. You know, you're gonna have to put a little effort and believe in yourself and your idea, despite the, you know, the naysayers and bobbleheads and all the people that tell you that you can't do this. And you know, I was telling somebody, I'm gonna write a book, and he says, do you know how to write a book? And I'm like, who, what, when, where, why, and how? And he says, there's more to that. And I'm kind of like, well, you start at the beginning and work up to some sort of excitement, climax in the end, you know? That's all theory. Let's practice, you know? But this thing's a, you know, I've pulled a lot of chains, I've done a lot of stuff, and, you know, this is the easiest torque and chainsaw I ever saw. Man, quick start, dependability. You know, it's my life that's on the line. And everybody was like, well, can't you get a professional to cut that tree down? And, you know, as a businessman, I'm going to go right here to my little sign on my wall that says, do it yourself is earning a professional wage, you know? And I don't know, because I'm a businessman, I'm always looking at the Hamiltons. And that's where I went into the School of Lumber. Your home is valued by the cubic inch on lumber. You know, I don't really care what lumber you got going on or what artifacts, artsy things you got going on. And when that appraiser comes in, he's gonna price that wood by the cubic inch, board foot, however you want to look at it, and the value of the lumber. But you just got to get the nerve up to experiment. So you saw the tree, man. I'm gonna cut it into planks, and they tell me that you might be able to find a local hardwood specialty lumber shop that will give you wholesale price for the lumber. I know that top quality wood is kiln dried and everything, but once again, top quality brings top dollar. But $6.99 times 100 was $699,000, and I don't know whether I can get it, but I'm trying to get that channel developed. You know, I don't know how many of those are in them trees out there, and I still got that one sitting outside the front window. Have a nice day. We'll keep going on this. I'm going to try and put it together, and the best way I've figured out to make a video is to do segments and splice them together, because I'm still a rookie. But rookies can make money sometimes. And it's for my daughter, it's not all about the money, because the most important thing is why I'm doing this. I'm doing this for you, your future, and for the future of Americans. I'm a little empathetic and compassionate. Our youth don't believe that stuff can be done because they're told they gotta be perfect. Well, you know, coming back over here to Ben Franklin, the inventor of the light bulb, he might, you know, I'm gonna round up, I'm not exactly sure, but he tried to make a light bulb, let's say 1,000 times. And what he said was, well, I learned 999 ways not to make a light bulb before I found the right one. So please, don't give up, you know. I know it's been a couple of weeks since I did something, but in the background, I'm still thinking, I'm still contemplating, I'm still working on my porch, you know, in the middle of the night. You know, everybody thinks, oh, what a mess, but these are all things I've used in the last day. I clean, sweat, mop. My wife was like, I haven't seen it that good looking, but I love her lots, love my daughter, love all people.
Plum by the cubic inch. Check out that feature. My picture window, hardwood.
Well, of course, anytime you make a business plan, you might consider market share. Who are you appealing to? Carpenters, artists, the curious, those who like to be educated in carpentry or business concepts or ideas, promoting the youth and everyone else to have faith in themselves. So I'm trying to reach everyone. That's the biggest market share. Courage in business, man. You're gonna need some copper coated hollow points, 54 caliber, to tackle this project. You know, and you gotta make sure that you're not gonna listen to the bobbleheads or, while you're looking for your gold mine. You gotta stay strong, advance slowly, because if you want to earn a professional wage, I'm guessing $4,000 to $6,000 to cut down that tree, and they want to take the wood and make the $1 to $8 a board foot, depending on the beauty or the hardness of the lumber. Businessman takes courage. $500. Bet on myself. It's all a gamble. However, experiment, try, have fun. That's why I'm doing the scientific study on the American cottontail. The runt that she shunned. I brought it back to life. Gonna release it into the wild, but I was gonna call it Pee-wee. Follow Freckles, too. Haven't seen her for a day or two. Well, just yesterday. Always worried that the cats will get him. Well, I've been eyeballing my first cat, but first I think we ought to save the birdhouse with my other non-sponsor favorite tool. Around here, practice makes perfect, and, I kind of eyeballed it for the longest planks I can get, and got lucky, and it's all propped up by that tree. I hadn't seen Freckles, but I think she'd come to check out what I'm doing. She's always my good companion. Nice to see you, baby. Well, Freckles, this is kind of exciting. Your adrenaline gets flowing, and your mind gets turning round and round. And I often have told everybody I should call the channel complicated, because my true business plan is more elaborate and complicated than some simple plan. They say keep it simple, but overall, trying to teach the youth to make a channel, use what they got available. You may have to have a little hope and faith in yourself. I hope I can sell some of this lumber. I'm pretty sure of my numbers. It's whether there's 10,000 people out there willing to pay $2.99 plus shipping if I get it posted on the channel. I'm hoping my protege, who's mentioned interest, wants to contribute his computer skills that I lack. I have the time and grade and hard work and dual use. We'll see how this goes. You know, I was so grateful that when I cut down that tree, I did not cause big trouble, you know. They're not little. Somebody was asking me how tall they really are. You know, I was going with 50 foot. It was leaning towards all that stuff in the backyard. Boy, it was scary. Took me an hour to come down off of the adrenaline on that one. But we're going to take that one out for sure. This is my scary one, leaning the wrong way. I might be able to top it and pull it with the truck if I can get an expert driver while I'm running the chainsaw. It's kind of a small alley for a beginner, man, and I was a little shaky, but I kind of dropped that thing right there. Of course, the cars weren't here, you know. Didn't hit the house. You know, that one's gonna be, I don't know. We'll have to try and bring it down. Who knows? We'll worry about that tomorrow. Today's problems are enough. Safety first. So my wife, bless her heart, says, well, that could fall. So I put up a little brace, you know, tacked it in like the miners did to hold the mountains up. And then I got to thinking, well, this might be hard to clean up. I'm a lazy man. So this is enough to worry about. So I'm going to take out these tarps that everybody said I should throw away. And I didn't know why I was keeping, but, you know, I think they're going to come in handy. Might make some pretty wood because of these features that we got going on. And so this little piece of wood, who knows what it'll be worth. A little preparation and penny pinching goes a long way. Now I've ended up with these antique ATF Ford, old school auto trans fluid. And you know, I googled it on the internet and they said, oh yeah, you can use pretty much any oil in there. And you know, tranny fluid works. People use old motor oil and all that stuff. Of course, you know, somewhere in my collection I got this premium bar chain oil, and I think we'll save it for a little later. I don't know. I'm going to see I don't know whether this camera's goofing up, but I'm going to see how I'm going to experiment, practice with the junk, see how my wood turns out. And if I get to some really nice wood, maybe I'll put the clean, non-colored, cool stuff in my brand high duty heavy chainsaw. Well, let's see how it goes. I also put down these tarps to repurpose the sawdust, and so I don't have to clean it up. You know, it's easy to haul that away. I need some, like, I'm gonna landscape front yard. Maybe I'll use this. It's free. I'm frugal. I'm not cheap. Because I'll go high dollar when it pays to. Well, I put on my green disguise today, but I'm a little more than that. I'm more syllables, an environmentalist, in that everything I do, I kind of keep the environment and the laws of nature in mind. So we'll fire this baby up and give her a whirl. Boy, she's easy. Push on the gas, let her rip. I think we're gonna go this way. hard to keep it level. Might want to go buy one of them $7 or $8, $9 shims. But the laws of nature provide. Well, that's what I was afraid of. Is the old electric won't even make one long cut. But I'm a patient man. I got days to get it done. And it was pretty easy for a 65-year-old. Thanks, we'll continue. Not too bad for first world. Yep, thanks. Like, subscribe, comment. Yeah. we're checking it out. Pretty gravy, but I'm gonna have to get more of them batteries to work harder. You know, I thought it might limit myself on whether or not I work too hard, but I can work harder than that. Well, Freckles, since you're the star of the channel, and I was sitting here thinking that, you know, I have to remember that the trolls live at the base of the shade tree, and I do a little work while I'm waiting for that to charge. Plugged it in at 8:15, and we'll see how long it takes before I get another burst of energy. But in the meantime, this is where my sawdust is going, at the base of the shade tree, and all the naysayers and everybody aren't going to keep me from my gold mine. Trolls are just bird food. Goat's head weeds. Nastiest weed in my yard next to them poplar trees. However, my little baby bunny loves it. Her favorite food. Funny how nature works, huh? Isn't that right, Pee-wee? You know, everyone should realize that their home and their life should be run like an individual proprietorship. And you know, in my grandpa's book, he says that my daddy liked to count money. And if you like to do something, then figure out how to profit from it. I charge you for 45 minutes and come out here seeing if I could straighten this cut. But you know, it's all an experiment whether I want to buy the $89 chainsaw mill. But, you know, checking it out. Remember, like, if you're going into business, you kind of got to know everything about it. And, you know, you have to take care of your tools. And, you know, this little pause is giving me a chance to scope it out, see how the ATF is working. And I'm going to open this up and see what the, you know, clean my tool, take my time. It's all just being patient and enjoying what you're doing. Doesn't seem too bad, but you know, it seems to be cleaning it out. Stupid equipment. Probably need a better tool. Well, of course, like I'm trying to say on YouTube, you're looking for sponsors, and you know, it really bummed me out that Black & Decker made this thing, and they made a new kit for it, but they didn't include the reciprocating saw. Some people call it a demolition saw. Wet wood. Not easy. And I can't get it in. But I'll get it apart with it. Really, I like it so well, I've worn out 3 of them. And that's why I got extra batteries. Well, if you're going to write a book, I was looking for a good climax on today's episode. But there is more than one way to skin a cat. got some good color. Oh. That was the climax. And me being a businessman, I'll give the info for free, but you know, I don't really want to beg for money. Bad picture. It's got some color to it. I'll take some better pictures later, but you'll have to contact me on my email. Make me an offer if you want to support me. So I want to thank you all for joining in YouTube podcast. You know, if you're interested in the lumber, email me at kingandknight5900@gmail.com. I'm pretty sure the Knight set me up with PayPal?
Patreon.
Visit
on our YouTube channel. You can see it. Our Patreon
it's gonna be.
It's already on there. Our link's on there. You can go,
well, but what about don't we have a PayPal or some way to exchange money yet, Drink?
That's what the Patreon does. You keep the money in there and then you store it for later. And you cash it out.
But can't we do PayPal too, where they can just mail directly and I'll mail it out to them? Starting a business any way I can.
Yeah, you guys will find us on PayPal as well.
Okay, thanks, Drake, for chiming in. It's been a great day.